Hello everybody, welcome to That's Football Justice, back of the net, jam on toast, whatever you want to call it. Crystal Palace get exactly what they deserve, and so do Manchester City in what is quite simply the best Premier League title race we could hope for at the moment. Look at this. Manchester City drop points again. They played 17 games. They have played a game more than Aston Villa, Arsenal and Liverpool, and yet they are 3 points off the top. They are 2 points off second place, and they are a point off third. Villa, Arsenal, not Liverpool this weekend. Please not this weekend. But you've got a great opportunity to start moving away from this Manchester City side. And look at the title. We were ready to go. We were ready to go with not again. Injustice. It was a terrible decision. We'll talk about that. Ederson should have been sent off in the first half. And Palace maybe would have won the game. But justice has shined down on Roy Hodgson and Crystal Palace tonight because they've got the point they deserve. 90 minutes plus 5. Elise with the penalty for Palace to get a 2-2 draw at the Etihad. And I tell you what, it is totally and utterly deserved. There was a shambles of a decision in there, but a little bit like, how many of these decisions have Manchester City had this season? I can't speak. The dodgy penalty in the Manchester derby, the offside against Fulham, the Kovacic red cards, the decision today. They'll talk to you about the last minute goal that they may have scored, but Grealish wouldn't have scored against Spurs. They've had a lot go their way, and still, with all those decisions, they are fourth place in the Premier League. It's fantastic. It's great. It's super. It's smashing. This is what we want. Because in fairness to Manchester City, and their fans will be crying tonight, all three of them, they will be crying. But the point is, the reason we want you to drop points is because you're so bloody good. So if you drop points, we get a Premier League title race. And that, to me, is a gift at Christmas that we should all be celebrating. But look, I want to talk about the decision, but I want to talk about the bigger Premier League title race as well. But look, whether Man City win the game, we'd be going mad. We would be going mad about this decision. So we should also say, in a way, Crystal Palace have not had justice. And here's a novel concept for you. They've not had justice because Man City played with 11 players, and Crystal Palace needed a 5 minutes of stoppage time equaliser to get a point. They could have been playing over an hour against 10 men. They should have been playing for an hour against 10 men, and they didn't. And if you watch that back, and you watch the Van Dijk red card against Newcastle, I am baffled by the officiating in this country. Van Dijk quite rightly gets a red card for a genuine attempt to wing the ball on Isaac, wasn't it? Isaac would have been one-on-one against Alisson. He's sent off for, last man professional foul, depriving a goal-scoring opportunity, whatever you want to call it. Crystal Palace today, their striker is running through. He knocks it past Ederson, who takes him down. Yellow card outside of the box. He's literally on the edge of the box. I've got people saying there's 2 Man City defenders there. Nonsense. Absolute nonsense. Watch as Ederson fouls him. If Ederson doesn't foul him, his next touch is a shot on goal. It doesn't matter. And the goal was empty. It's disgusting. And it is yet again another indicator of officials who are trying to look at the law book and not looking at the football pitch and understanding that Crystal Palace player is going to get that shot off. Whether he scores it or not, he's going to get the shot off. And it's an empty goal. That is a goal-scoring opportunity. And where is the justice when Ederson chops a guy down who is going to get a shot off on goal, an open goal, and what happens to Crystal Palace? Where's the benefit to the attacking team? He's about to have a shot on an open goal. He might not score it, but it's a goal-scoring opportunity. The punishment is a yellow card to Ederson and a free kick on the edge of the box. Not a penalty. It's a disgusting interpretation of the rule. And Crystal Palace, even though they got a point, should probably be moaning more about it because they could have got 3. And Man City, look, we're happy that Man City have dropped points, but watch it back later, watch it back now. Ederson kicks him and takes him out just as he's about to shoot. People going saying, oh, he's knocked it past him, he's going wide. He hasn't knocked it past him to the extent that the ball's not going to be a shot on goal. It's a terrible interpretation of the rule. And I tell you what, watch that and then watch the Van Dijk one and tell me why only Van Dijk gets a red card. It's shocking, but thankfully and luckily, it hasn't justified 3 points for Manchester City. And this Premier League race is really exciting. You know what? I'm almost getting to a tipping point now. You know, I keep saying Man City are the favourites to win this title because they've done it before and they're capable of winning 15 games in a row in January. But they are sort of, you know, they're dropping points in games that I didn't really expect them to drop points in. You know, there is a gap at the top of the league at the moment, and Manchester City, that gap is, you know, that gap is it has the potential to widen. They don't play a league game until the 27th of December now. So that gap could start to get even bigger with Liverpool and Arsenal playing and Villa playing 2 games before Manchester City play again. So look, I think that this is a great opportunity for the rest of the league to really make hay while the sun is shining. And look, I mean, Spurs will be looking at it and going, hello, we're only a point behind Manchester City. They've both played 17 games. They're only a point behind them. It's very unlikely that Manchester United would win tomorrow against Liverpool, but they'd only be 4 points off Man City if they did. Really, really interesting. And also, I think what a fantastic result for Newcastle today against Fulham as well. What was that? I mean, look, in a game of VAR, it'd be wrong of me if you've not seen Jimenez's red card for Fulham today. I don't know what he's doing. I do not know what he's doing. It's the most justifiable red card you'll ever see. I just don't know what he's doing. It just feels like, it looks like he just wants to jump into the Newcastle defender. So, look, it's interesting. I think it wasn't. I looked at the Saturday fixtures today and I was like, perfect day to go and do a bit of Christmas shopping. But actually, that Crystal Palace result has really thrown up a bit of a shock. And there's always going to be a shock. Maybe it was going to be Chelsea. Maybe it was going to be Fulham. But you could say Chelsea winning is a shock, but it is Sheffield United. But I think it's a deserved result for Crystal Palace, and it's absolutely fantastic for the league. What would you say? Get into the comments. Do you still put Manchester City as favourites? What did you think about the red card? How do you justify not giving the red card? And as I said, if there is a rule that justifies Ederson shouldn't be sent off, I would say they need to look at that rule, because Van Dijk gets sent off. Isaac's still got to beat Alisson in a one-on-one. And he's off for the whole game, Van Dijk. Ederson takes him out. He's going to have a shot at an empty goal. They get a yellow card and a free kick on the edge of the box. That's no punishment. That's no punishment. And then the Van Dijk one looks too extreme. They've got to look at the rules here, because the game is being ruined by these officials yet again. But in relation to the league, I'd still look at that league table next to me and say 34 points for Manchester City. I think Liverpool, Arsenal, Villa, they need to start turning that gap into 5-6 points before I'd say Man City aren't still the favourites. I still think the experience of Man City is dangerous. Unless you're 8-9 points ahead of them, they're still going to be a threat. But look, the more points they drop, the better. And there's no doubt Man City are vulnerable this year. I know Haaland's not there, but I still think they're vulnerable anyway. I think they're missing Kevin De Bruyne massively. Anyway, smash a like on the video, make sure you subscribe, and get your comments in below. Speak to you in a bit.